coming out this afternoon, and thanks to Springer for your hospitality in a brand new facility. I know it's not new because you guys have broken it in already with your summer academy, but we certainly appreciate everyone being out on a cool fall crisp morning. We sort of had a tease of that earlier this week, but this is always an exciting time for Columbus when Uptown and its partners come together and begin to talk about and tease you all with the things that will be happening in Uptown Columbus. It's always an exciting time. And I'm Peter Bowden with the Columbus Convention and Business Bureau. It's an exciting time for us because we get to tell the customer, the out-of-town customer, what there is to see and do in Uptown, which always makes Columbus a great destination. And if you've been to these things before, you've always seen me, or maybe you've heard me talk about, you see a turtle on a podium, in this case, you know he didn't get there by himself. And that's what this announcement really is all about. It's about the partnerships that come together, the organizations that come together to help produce this series of events that you're about to learn about this morning. It's Uptown, it's the CVB, it's the Consolidated Government, it's the Arts Associations, Columbus State University. It's a number of organizations that all come together, very unselfishly come together to help produce this type of series for our community, not just for the local folks, but for that out-of-town person, for people living in the region. Now that BRAC is about to be completed with its move-in, all of those new families that have chosen Columbus as their home. So without further ado, I'd like to ask you to welcome Richard Bishop, Director of the Uptown Association.
Thank you, Peter. And you know, it's interesting to hear Peter talk about partnerships because he lives it every day. He's the kind of, his whole organization and his staff, that's what they do. They are helping us as a community and specifically Uptown on a daily basis. And Peter, I can't tell you how much Uptown appreciates it, and to all your staff, they're there every day. And I say that leading into this. If you look around the room, there's one person missing, and that's my boss. It's not this guy. Lisa's not with us today. Lisa has had some health issues, and she's not here, but she wants to be with us. I mean, she was pretty sad yesterday when she said that she would miss her first event like this. And but it's because of CVB and their staff picking up what Lisa has been doing that we're able to be here today. And thank you again so much. And certainly I want to thank Paul, you and your staff for hosting us again this year. This is a great venue and everything that you do for this community, and specifically the youth that you are able to serve here. What, over 600? All the events that you line up on an annual basis, I don't think there's any question in my mind, and I think most of you would agree, probably all of you, that Uptown is at a point that we have branded ourselves because of the support of so many, both from people like you and on the financial side, that we've branded Uptown now as the place for family-free entertainment. But in addition to that, we have been the destination for special facilities like the Springer and the River Center to hold world-class venues or world-class events. That's a great thing to be able to say about Uptown, that we've got all those partners, and we're going to continue to do that. And I can tell you, I think that what you'll hear today and what you'll be able to take away from today is that we've stepped it up a level, and we've been able to do that again. And I always go back to this partnership because you have to. That's the only way we would get there. If it wasn't for people like you and our financial supporters, the Spring of the River Center, that's how we get there. And the other thing, all these athletic events that we're having in Uptown now, that's another segment that's coming. And every weekend we're having some type of activity down. So again, we're raising the bar. And I want to quickly try to go through these and not take up too much time with it, but because what we're going to provide is we've got a couple from young professionals here, we've got Stephanie here, we've got people here that are responsible for individual events. And what we want to allow is some one-on-one time with the media so that you can get more in depth about what we will be doing on these different special events. But we start off this Saturday. Paul, I'm sure you're going to talk about it, but Paul has got his part of this Saturday. And in addition to that, we've got our second triathlon. Who would have thought a year ago we would have had 2 triathlons in 2 months? We had one in July, we've got the next one coming up Saturday. If you want to see some cool athletes, just drop by here Saturday morning about 9:30. They go, if you want to get here early, they go jump in the river at 7. So if you want to get here real early, be here at 7. They'll jump in the river, have their swim, transition to the bike, get on their bikes and go down Victory Drive, make a loop, drop the bikes, and then run 6 miles. It's pretty cool. And we'll have 2 more, maybe 3, and up to an Ironman next year. So the whole deal, this adventure sports deal, is really catching on in Columbus, and we are a great venue for that. So that's this coming weekend. And then September the 2nd, we actually open up our concert series. And that night, we open it up with Woody and the Splinters. Diane Kennedy will be here that night. She's very popular, so we expect a big crowd. And then that next weekend, Bikes on Broad. You know that Bikes on Broad has been here for a number of years, and they raise money for some nonprofits. And so it's a great event. It's a 2-night event. They will start Friday, Spent will play, and then Saturday the 10th we'll have Haywire. And then that next weekend, September the 2nd, and Paul's going to get into a lot of detail because he's going to do a little blues theme here at the Springer. But everybody knows the queen of blues in Columbus is who? Peggy Jenkins. Peggy will be playing the 16th on our stage in the 1000 block of Broadway. And September the 20th, we've got Screen on the Green. And Carla's here to give some more information about Screen on the Green. It was a great event last year, and I know it's going to be even better this year. Added a little segment to it that I know that she wants to tell you about. So another great opportunity. And then on the 23rd, we've got another local band, the Relics. Everybody knows the Relics. They'll be here on stage. And then September the 30th is a pretty special day. You know, we got to change things a little bit. So we've got an out-of-town band coming in on the 30th. These guys are called the Dirty Governors. If you haven't seen the Dirty Governors, you need to Google them and pull them up. Has anybody heard of the Dirty Governors? Pretty cool group. And I just got some little piece from the Music and Musicians magazine that says the Dirty Governors are wise in the ways of rock and roll beyond their tender age. These guys are all graduate students. And one thing is for sure, they swell the grassroots momentum from this 6-piece rock band. They bring considerable buzz all up and down the East Coast. So these guys are really, really good. They have been voted in Knoxville, Tennessee, the best local band for 4 years in a row. They have live shows that are sellouts in venues and theaters in New York and Florida. And again, they compromise mostly of folks from the Knoxville area. And they played with the Zach Brown Band. They played with the Drive-By Truckers and Sister Hazel. So pretty spectacular group of young men that will be here on the 30th. That just starts off the weekend. That Saturday morning, we're doing the Mogadishu run, where that run benefits the fallen soldiers in Somalia. And last year they had over 500 runners in that race, and they raced it up in Bradley Park. They bring it into Uptown. That'll start around 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. And then guess what? That's October the 1st. October the 1st, and Stephanie's here to talk to you about that event, is our Seafood Festival, the second. A huge success last year. And we'll have that again this year. Looking forward to that. Same venue set up, so it's going to be, again, a cool event. That, you know, and what we're able to do from Uptown's perspective, we don't have to promote, we don't have to do all these events by ourselves. We're able to partner with others where we don't have all the expense to bear. And so the more and more events that we can come up with that way, the better off we'll be. So that's September the 30th, and then that same day is when Trees Columbus, you can go in, if you register, you can go in and climb the tree right in front of, right south of the fountain in the 1000 block. They inspected it, it's safe, they go have the harnesses, and you can get up in the tree. It's going to be great for the children, and a lot of kids are already signing up, so that's another great thing that day. And then also, we'll have the market every Saturday. I won't say this one time, but every Saturday between now and Thanksgiving, the market is going on every Saturday morning from 9 until 12. It's been a huge success. If you want the best homegrown vegetables and baked goods, that's where you need to be every Saturday morning. And then, let's see, the Climb a Tree Limb was Trees Columbus, October the 1st Seafood Festival, and then October the 7th, that next Friday, Classic Day. Local group, we all love them, young kids raised right here, went to high school here in Columbus. They'll be back on the main stage. And then the 14th, that weekend starting October 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th, we've got, if you remember last summer, a year ago, we had the bike ride across Georgia. And that brought over 1,200 bike riders to the community. And they stayed for one night. And we will get that group back. But because CVB, the city government, Uptown, and all the Uptown partners, we did such a great job of hosting them, they've got a fall ride that they want to bring here every year. And it's going to bring 400 to 500 riders. And so we'll have them here that weekend. They'll be camping out on the river. A lot of them will be staying in hotels. So they'll be here on the 13th. And on the 14th, we have a concert. We're bringing Woody and the Splendors back because that's the kind of music they like to hear. And then that Saturday is when we have the Brew Fest that Stephanie's in the back, and she'll be able to go over that with you on a one-on-one. And then also that Saturday, we've got Arts on the River. So Arts on the River will be going on in the 1100 block that day. So again, just a lot of events in October. And then we go through Arts on the River, and then the 21st, we've got Whiskey Bent will be on the stage. The 28th will be the Pine Beetles. Starting to get a little cold now, so you might want to bring your blanket during that time. And then the 29th, we'll have our spectacular celebration where we typically have 2,000 to 2,500 children that'll come to Uptown and celebrate Halloween. And also that morning, we will have the Big Dog Howl 5K. So if you get your running shoes, you can get ready for a race on that day. And then we move right into December 2nd, which is really, this is the coolest event, this Broadway Holiday, where we actually, even without talking to the local TV stations about weather forecasts, we can guarantee you we'll have snow. So we'll have snow on December the 2nd, and we have great crowds that come down. The mayor's here, and she will cut the Christmas tree on, and just a lot of festivities for the children. And then December the 2nd, December the 10th, we got the reindeer run, thanks to Scott for his barbecue. Speaking of barbecue, does anything go better than barbecues and blues? Charles.
Brews. Yeah, beer.
Where's Charles? Come on in. Hit us one time, Charles. Get a taste of that. Because the other program that we're introducing, because of Paul, Peter, and the Arts Alliance, is Meet Me in Uptown. And it's all about street performance. And we will have individuals like Charles, Columbus State University students, high school students. There'll be a process that they will go through, and they can sign up. And when we have performances at the Springer, the River Center, we're going to have street performance all over Uptown. Already got all the approvals from the city. So it's going to be an exciting fall, folks, and I just hope that the message gets out and we're able to get more and more people to come to Uptown. We've created a great venue with the help of everybody here, including the city, and what they've done as far as streetscape. So again, thanks to all of you for being here today. We do have time for one-on-ones. I want to bring Paul up. Paul's got a great season planned for the Springer, and I want him to go over that. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Richard. The Meet Me in Uptown Street Art program is something that we're real excited about because it's a partnership with the Columbus Cultural Arts Alliance to be able to bring musicians, actors, visual artists of various kinds out onto the streets to share them wherever people are gathering. And there's between 80 and 100 of those appearances, bands and individual artists that will appear on our streets in the coming year. At the Springer Opera House, one very big thing that's happening, you've probably seen all of these Blues Brothers posters around the building. We have been working pretty nonstop since March with Judy Belushi, John Belushi's widow, and Dan Aykroyd on a project that they had been looking for a partner for, and they have chosen the Springer Opera House. The Aykroyd and the Belushi estate had been looking to create some way to license Blues Brothers shows. because most of the Blues Brothers shows, if not all of the ones that you've ever seen or heard about anywhere, have been totally renegade events. And what they were looking to do is to decide, okay, who can play the Blues Brothers and who cannot. So Dan Aykroyd and Judy Belushi auditioned about 400 performers around the country over a 2-year period, and they picked 2 guys. Their names are Wayne Catania and Kieran Lafferty, and they then went about looking for a production company that had the technical capabilities and the experience in touring to put a show together to launch on a national tour. So not only will the show that people will see here at the Springer Opera House beginning September the 22nd be a new musical theater event, it will also be produced on a 60-city national tour by the Springer Opera House.
Wow.
Judy Belushi will be here during the rehearsal period. We don't know about Dan Aykroyd yet, but Dan has already recorded 3 or 4 radio spots for us that are specifically tailored for the Springer Opera House, and we'll be beginning to run those very, very soon. Well, that show opens on the 22nd of September and closes on the 1st of October. Then, 2 days later, they will go on the road for 17 weeks across the continental United States. But there's a lot more happening at the Springer, of course. This weekend is our annual block party. We've got live music and food and fun and games between 6 and 10 o'clock in the evening. And this has been a great experience that we've had the past couple of years. But what we're doing is we're moving it from the morning, afternoon time period into the evenings to see if we can get more of a critical mass of people and a variety of folks coming out for that. But throughout the fall, we have children's theater. Our studio theater opens up in November with the Honky Tonk Angels, country and western musical. In the first week in December, a huge production, huge lavish production of Cinderella will be on the main stage, directed by my colleague Ron Anderson. And then the next week, another show that's kind of called on around here called A Tune of Christmas will open in Foley Hall, and that show will run right up to New Year's, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve. And Ron, I think after we open, once we open, we don't have a day off. Have you looked at that calendar?
We don't have a day off.
We don't have a day off. We'll be doing shows, at least one show a day, until Christmas Eve. So that is our fall. Lots and lots happening here. We really appreciate the partnership of Uptown and the Columbus Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's this kind of partnership which has made the Springer Opera House the second largest theater audience in the state, only after the Alliance Theater in Atlanta. No other audience is bigger than the Springer Opera House. So we thank you for your partnership and all of your creative programming.
That's a lot of stuff. You know, all these people say there's nothing to do in Columbus. I don't buy that. And that's not all. You know, we've got a couple other things. The River City Festival of Trees, they're here with us today. Karen and Linda, they're here for the media. If you want to take some one-on-one time to talk to those two, that's a great event. And then certainly we have representatives here from the Port of Columbus to talk about the Southern Pirates Festival. Kent, where's Kent?
Art.
Yeah. So, you know, again, because of partnerships, we're able to raise it up a level. And our challenge now is to get ready for spring. We've got this one kind of lined up, but thank all of you for being here today, and hope that you get the word out. We will do everything possible that we can do to get the word out. Certainly, we appreciate the media for being here, and please take some time to talk about the Seafood Festival, the Brewfest, Screen on the Green. They're here, and we need to get that word out to the community, because we want people to come down and enjoy the unbelievable environment that we have here in Uptown. So thanks, and Country's Barbecue, grab you a barbecue sandwich and a glass of tea, and we'll see you, we'll meet you in Uptown.